Hey all, Russ here, RVerTV. Welcome. Check it out. We're up here, way up northern Minnesota. Heading up to a little town called Hibbing. We're on Highway 169 right now. Just left Grand Rapids. This is called Calumet, Minnesota. Little water tower there, but we're going to keep on trucking. The Greyhound Bus birthplace is in Hibbing. That's the goal to see first. Then once we're done in Hibbing, we're going to keep on trucking. Going to find me a little campground for the night. See what else we can see along the way. Pretty drive up here. It is hot and humid in northern Minnesota right now. Alright, should be in town here in just a minute. I need to grab a little fuel. Kind of map myself out back in Grand Rapids. After last night's storm, I'm regrouping for my travel day today. That was something. If you haven't seen that last video, check it out. As in straight line winds over 100 mile plus. Hurricane strength winds. Unbelievable. There's a Walmart and I see a gas station. I don't need supplies, but I can sure use some fuel. But that storm hit this far. I've seen trees along the way down. Nothing like back Bemidji, but yeah, that was a widespread storm that passed through Minnesota. Guess they get them. Then tomorrow, guess what? We're going to be at Lake Superior on the northern shore part. Thought we'd spend a couple days there, do a little exploring. Hopefully the weather holds for us. All right, let me whip in here just a minute, grab a little diesel, then we'll keep on trucking. How was that? Was that fast enough? Sure is when you turn the camera off, huh? You know, I get asked so often what cameras I use. I use GoPros. The latest models, I magnetic mount them to the van. I have magnetic camera mounts on the inside, outside, then I hand carry them. All of that. Okay, right up here, we're gonna cut through downtown. So I'm gonna make a little side journey here on the street. I believe this is the one here. And the Greyhound Birthplace Museum is on the north end of town here. check out this website, ironrange.com. RVerTV.org. They got all the attractions around Hibbing. Cool little aerial shot too. Found that. So if you're interested in seeing what's around Hibbing, make sure you check out this website, ironrange.org. Back road, small towns. Heck yeah. This town also has a very famous previous resident, Bob Dylan. The famous musician, very famous, back in the 60s. Didn't he get a Nobel Peace Prize? Something. Some kind of big award. Anyway, this is where he grew up. He used to run the streets here, according to their town info. There's also a massive open pit iron mine. So quite a bit of history in this town. Old brick buildings, huh? Goes way, way back here. See what else we got. I'm kind of following the phone, so you guys do the sightseeing and I'll drive. How's that? Actually, they wanted the phone, Google wanted me to turn there, but I think it's better we go straight. We'll see more of the town, huh? Any of these streets will cut us over. We got to cut over a couple blocks. We'll just stay on this one. Old movie theater there on the left. Looks like a lot of these buildings have been restored. That's cool. Got all the flags out. Very cool. Alright, I'm just gonna keep heading up this way. I gotta cut over. We'll just take the scenic route, RVerTV style. Well, that one's closed too. We'll find one. Probably all these streets cut over. Maybe where that truck came out. Yep. We're good. Pretty in here. All the houses got lawns, trees all nice and green. You know, being from Arizona, don't see much grass. Not anymore. Used to, years ago when I lived in California and those places, everyone had a lawn. I used to own a lawnmower. That was way back. Don't miss it. Alrighty, it should be right up here on the left. almost out of town, I'd say. I'm looking. Well, I'll wait till I park. I think that mine, that big open pit mine's farther out. Oh, look. Oh my goodness. The entire building is painted the Greyhound colors. Here it is. I'll be darned. Just like the buses, huh? Now that's cool. They got puddles here. I bet it rained. There's an old bus in the back. Well, according to everything, this is the birthplace of the Greyhound buses. Service, I guess. We'll find out. Because we're going to go in. How colorful. Everything is painted the Greyhound colors. Yeah, it's a cartoon. I'll be darned. Well, what do you say? Take a ride on a Greyhound? Maybe I ought to put that on the van, huh?
Welcome to the Greyhound Bus Museum, where you'll learn why there was a need for transportation and how Greyhound was born. As the mine expanded, it was necessary to move Hibbing. Picture to your left shows Hibbing's Main Street about 1925. Many buildings have been closed and moved to the new location in South Hibbing. To your right are pictures illustrating how the houses and businesses were moved. Not all of them made it. Also scenes of Hibbing in its heyday. Please continue through the tunnel and learn how Hibbing got the title of the birthplace of the bus industry in the United States.
Enjoy. There's a video on back there if it's not playing, and if you want to listen to it, let me know.
Thank you. Well, cool. Very, very nice lady. She said it did storm here last night. Everyone got it. So Greyhound started because of the big iron mine just north of here, and we can go out. There's a visitor center, she said, and it's free to check out. The Hup, one of the first transportation. What she said, they threw boards across back of trucks as seats at first to haul people. And Greyhound started forming after that. They would haul miners and just kept expanding. Look at all the little Greyhound bus toys. That was a big deal when you were a kid. Greyhound Bus Depot. It's been so long I barely remember, but I rode a couple Greyhounds years ago when I was young. All the different bus styles. Huh. This is something. The original fleet. That would have been cold riding up here in Minnesota, though. Woo! Bundle up. It gets really, really cold up here. Hauling all the workers. There's their routes. 1926 map. Huh. Unique buses. They got the upper deck, so it can haul more people. What a view you'd have up there. Them old time buses, they go slow up hills, you know, you get them all loaded. Oh man. Look at those things. All custom built for them, I bet. That is cool. Well, Greyhound's still going. I mean, you see them on the road. All the drivers with the uniforms, there's their hats, ties. They always had a uniform with a tie. Badges, patches for all the miles, the million-mile guys, huh? Old trophies in here. Huh. That is cool. Well, what's back there? There's the buses. See what else we got. Little replica bus station. More Greyhound artifacts. Knickknacks. Hats. There you go. Huh. The pedigree of Greyhound. Wow. Like a family tree, isn't it? And the star of the show. There you go. Lady Greyhound. I'll be darned. They used to give out watches and stuff, I think, to the drivers when they retired. Real nice watches. All right, well, here's some of the old buses, 1927. You would have climbed right in here. That's almost 100 years ago. Go figure. 98 years. Grab a seat, hang on, away you go. Big old honking steering wheel. Wow. That'd work you out, turning that thing all the time. You could make RVs out of these things, huh? Some people have. Get the old style buses, convert them to an RV. If you could find one that's left. Probably very, very few. Trying to remember, it had to be back in the 60s when I rode on one of these when I was a kid. There you go. People could smoke in them. You'd smoke cigarettes and I guess read a book. To see all the back roads. I talk about small town travel. Greyhounds went through about every small town there is in the United States, didn't they? Really connected everyone. See how the logo's changed, I guess. Oh yeah, veterans. Hauling all the service people. Getting them home. Huh. All aboard? What's the saying? Go Greyhound, leave the driving to us. Go RVerTV, leaving the driving to me. Different colors. What's that one? 1951. Americoach. The Dalles. That's up in Oregon. What's this one? 1947. GM coach. And here's the one I kind of remember. They look like that. There you go. Maybe for like a stadium or something. There's our slogan. Go Greyhound, leaving the driving to us. Hibbing, Minnesota. And more pictures. Oh, there's that skyline where you could sit up way up top. Really get a view of the country. Ought to check into that. It'd be fun to take a ride, a day trip on a Greyhound. They're still running. Not sure where. When I lived in California years and years ago, I know Sacramento had a huge Greyhound depot downtown. Used to see all the buses going in and out of down there. That's back in like the 1980s. Big old tires on them things. Well, figure out how to get out of here. It's not very big, but it's packed full of history. Definitely put this on the list if you ever get way up in northern Minnesota. Well, there's a picture that tells all just how busy and the amount of people that rode Greyhounds. It was just a major way of transportation, huh? More posters. Oh, that one's got the luggage rack on top. Put your big old trunk full of clothes up there. 2 big spare tires. Wow, the stories, huh? Just the stories of doing this. Well, I'm glad I came up here. I am definitely glad. This is cool. Hopefully they save it forever.
Yeah, the buses are cool back there. They're real narrow on the inside.
Well, pretty darn cool.
Yeah, it really is.
All right, well, that mine is just she said about 3 miles up the road, 3 miles. It's got a visitor center that we drive up there. You can't get into the buildings out back. It's all closed off. All the cartoons. That was humor back in the day, huh? Now everything's online. You'd see stuff like this in newspapers. Big park out here with trails. Pretty nice town. Part of the history, I guess, of the mine, they moved homes and buildings as the mine expanded. Picked them up, just moved the whole building so they could keep digging. There's the signs. Yeah, it is close. Interesting. Roads are still a little wet. Yeah, that lady said they got hit pretty good with heavy rains, not the big winds from that storm last night. It's just a little afternoon. See, I gotta make a left here, it looks like. After this, I'm gonna pick up the pace a little bit, head for that campground. We still got a few miles left to do. Kinda had a hard time finding a spot. But I finally found one for one night. Tiny little campground. I think, ooh, we got flowers. I think right up here. We're climbing. Oh, I see it off to the left. Okay. There it is. There's Visitor Center. Cool. Big old dump truck up there. Some of them things are huge. Back at the museum, they called this the Grand Canyon of the North, this big open pit mine. Well, not a very big parking lot. Let me get turned around. I'll get parked along the road. Looks like they got some equipment on display we can check. There's our visitor center. It's probably been the backbone of this area for a long time. Iron. It's amazing how much mining goes up here. You don't think about Minnesota and mines. I don't anyway. This looks good right here. Cool. Well, what do you want to do first? Go up and see the visitor center. All kinds of old mining equipment there. Wow, that is huge, isn't it? Kind of reminds me of that painted desert down in Arizona. Not many mountains here. They make them. They just dig deep.
Hi, how are you guys?
One of the largest iron mines, I guess, around. Iron ore. Well, Great Lakes isn't that far away. They probably hauled it out by ship, train. Cool. Well, the inside was mainly a gift shop. A few brochures in the gift shop. It was air conditioned. Well, we'll walk these paths, check out the equipment. Feels good to be out of the van a little bit. Done a lot of miles today. Didn't get much sleep last night either after that storm. It's okay. Hull Rust Mahoning Mine. 1.5 miles wide, 3.5 miles long. Called the Grand Canyon of the North, just like a museum. Designated a National Historic Landmark in 1966. A lot of families, a lot of lives worked here. Well, kind of neat. They've saved all this like a outdoor museum. There's the truck. Big old dump truck. Little storyboards along the way about the miners and pictures. Yeah, 1.5 miles wide and 3.5 miles long. That's huge. Big old anchor. Wow. Probably some of the ore built the anchor, huh? Iron ore to steel. They're showing it being loaded on ships. View back towards town. Yeah, with not many mountains around here, you don't get much of a view. There's quite a pathway work around here. But once again, it's local history. They're saving their history. Absolutely perfect. Gotta save it. Alright, well, I'm gonna do a few miles. I just spotted there's a Hall of Fame, Hockey Hall of Fame. We're gonna maybe pop in, check that on our way to the campground. I'm gonna keep trucking east. Looks like I still got about another 35, 40 miles to go yet. I want to get those behind me. Well, looks like this is it. United States Hockey Hall of Fame. Well, let's check it out. Then I'm going to head for the campground. I'm about done for the day. Just a ton of traffic up here. It was about 35 miles, but made it through there pretty quick getting over here. There's 3 floors in here. Goes through all the history of hockey. Now, I am not a big hockey person. I've definitely watched hockey matches. Like that one there, remember that? USA, when they beat, what was it, Soviet Union? All the Olympics. Huge history. Cities all over the United States have them. I know Vegas has one, and they just won a year or so ago. Las Vegas did. Phoenix had one. I think they moved away, though. Got bought out. Moved to Utah or something. Old Coca-Cola wagon. All the uniforms. A lot of Olympic stuff in here. Big banners. There's the other. We'll go up there. I'll walk up. Feels good to be out of the van. From the outside, the building doesn't look that big, but they got a lot of area in here with the different floors. More uniforms, pictures hanging everywhere. Big old trophy right there. Organ for playing the music probably at the games, huh? Kind of like baseball. This is cool. Long before ice hockey got to North America. Well, they definitely get the winners up here to do it. Ice polo, McGill University. First hockey teams in America. Wow. Way back, huh? That's cool. Girls hockey. Big sport. Yeah, they cover everything in here. Of course they should. Hall of Fame. Another trophy. Oh, look, you can take a shot. I better not. I'd probably break something. So you can shoot a hockey puck here. Just be like they're playing on the ice. Well, very impressive. Once again, I'm not the biggest hockey person. I don't mind watching it, especially if it's like a championship or what they call it, Stanley Cup. Stanley Cup. And definitely Olympics. I always like watching the younger people do it. It's a fast sport, rough sport. They always fight. U.S. Olympic and National Action. There you can rewatch that historic match when they won the gold. More women's hockey. Huge for women. That's cool. They're right here in the Hall of Fame, too. In 2018, they won the Olympic gold, women's hockey. There you can see the different levels in here. They do cover a lot. Definitely worth a stop. Well done. Seats from stadiums. From the start of hockey, clear up to the recent. Here's all the plaques for the Hall of Fame. They'll be here forever. Fun little pit stop. They got this memorial out here. It's a hockey stick. Let me get a picture of it. There you go. Pretty neat. All right, to the campground we go. Just a few miles away. Gonna cut over close to a town called Aurora. It's a little local campground. I found a site for the night. For more information on my travels, be sure to check out my website, RVerTV.tv. There you sign up for e-newsletter. Put one out once a month now. We got all kinds of cool stuff. Downloadable puzzles, word search, all that. Articles and pictures on previous travels and upcoming. We also got a merch shop. Got the Armchair Traveler Series coffee mugs, hats, t-shirts. Also the 2025, heck yeah, mugs and shirts are out too, which helps support the channel and future videos, just like this one, exploring way up in northern Minnesota as we're cutting through this little town here, Gilbert. Once again, it's RVerTV.tv, and I appreciate it very much. Cool old buildings here, another small town. Small town, Minnesota. Alright, once we get through here, we're going to be making a right. In just a few miles, it's the campground on Vermilion Trail is where I'm going to spend the night. Why? Because they had a spot. Everything's pretty much sold out around here. Well, summertime up north. Heck yeah. You'd think you'd come up here to beat the heat, but I'm right in the middle of it. That was cool though, seeing that Greyhound museum. I got really some good memories of riding a Greyhound. Of course, I was a kid. Nowadays, who knows? But that brought back memories. That was kind of fun to see. All right, just a few more miles and we should be up here. Lot of flowers along the roadways, huh? Pretty. Ooh. This is a neat looking little town. Campground just on the other side. Ooh, there's a pizza place. That sounds good. Fuel. I'm already tanked up pretty good. I already kind of half mapped it out. When I leave here in the morning, we're gonna keep trucking east along like county roads, get over to Lake Superior, we will be seeing the mighty Lake Superior tomorrow morning. What a long, long day. Only had a couple hours sleep last night after that storm. Traveled a lot of miles. Regrouped. We're back on track. You never know when you travel what you're going to get into, what you're going to find and see. Kind of the fun of it. This looks like my turn here. This is more of a local type campground, different than I normally stay in. But it's home for the night. Always get a different home every night, huh? All right. This 2025, heck yeah, summer travel season continues. Talk soon.